Hi and welcome. My name is Stephanie and today I have a really gentle, prenatal friendly yoga stretch to share with you. You don't need any props to do today's class, so when you're ready, grab your yoga mat and let's get started. We're going to begin today in a comfortable seat. So come down to the floor. You might move a little junk out of the trunk so you can really ground down through your sits bones. If sitting directly on the floor feels a little uncomfortable for you, you could sit up on a block or a pillow, maybe a towel or a rolled blanket. Just something to elevate the hips a little bit can feel really nice, especially as our bellies grow bigger. It can be nice to have that little bit of extra space for baby. When you're comfortable, we're gonna bring our arms up like a goalpost. And as we inhale, we're gonna open our arms backwards, drawing our shoulder blades together, enjoying a nice stretch through the chest. As we exhale, we're gonna imagine that our arms are pages of a book and we're gonna close that book, drawing our hands together, rounding our spine. Inhale, let's open that book, finding our nice heart and chest opener. You might lift the gaze towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, let's close that book, maybe dropping our gaze down towards our belly and our feet. One more time, let's inhale, open our arms wide, lift the gaze, finding a nice heart opener to start this practice. And as we exhale, let's draw our hands together, closing that book. As you inhale, this time let's bring our spines back to neutral and drop our hands to the mat. Planting your right hand firmly on the mat, let's inhale the left arm up and overhead as we find a side body stretch. Now you might be on your fingertips here with your right hand. You could bring your right hand firmly on the mat, or if you have the flexibility, you could come all the way down onto your right forearm here. Your gaze could be neutral out in front, or you might look up towards your bicep and the ceiling. Let's hold here for one more inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna drop our left arm down towards our mat. Take it around the world, all the way across the long edge of our mat, until our left hand is planted on our mat and our right arm is up and overhead, right bicep by the ear. Again, take a moment to find the right positioning for your left hand. Maybe your palm is planted on the earth, maybe your forearm. Every side feels different for every person. So if you can't go as deep on this side, it's no big deal, just shake it off. We'll hold here for one more inhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna take that around the world back over to the right side, bringing both arms across the long edge of our mat before finding our side body stretch. Again, you should be feeling a nice stretch through your left side body. Doesn't matter how deep you are here. In fact, you don't wanna go as deep as you possibly can. With all that relaxin running through our systems right now, we're not trying to improve upon any flexibility we had pre-pregnancy. Rather, we're looking to maintain what we already had. Let's hold here for one more breath. And on our next exhale, let's take both arms around the world, moving slow, back over to that left side, right bicep up by the ear. Your gaze is lifted towards the ceiling or straight out in front. We'll hold here for a total of 3 breaths, just feeling a nice stretch through the right side body this time. One more inhale. And as you exhale, let's push back up to neutral. From here, let's push our left leg out to the side. So we're gonna bring our left leg out straight. Our right foot stays in by our hips. We're also gonna turn our hips so that they're square and pointing towards our toes, which are pointing at the side. We're in our figure 4 stretch here. From here, bring both palms to the mat next to your thigh. As you inhale, think about lifting and lengthening. Your spine should be long and straight. And as you exhale, you're gonna slowly walk your hands forward towards your feet, only going as deep as you can before your spine starts to round. We don't wanna round our spine here. That may mean you don't get anywhere near your toes, and that's fine. We're definitely not trying to bring our knee towards our nose. We don't want to compress baby, so we want to make sure that there's plenty of space here. Your front body is staying lifted, your spine is straight. Again, those left toes are flexed towards the ceiling. You might point them straight up, or you might point them a little bit to the left, noticing how that changes the feel of the stretch. You might point them a little bit to the right, again, just noticing how that changes the stretch through the back of that left leg. Let's hold here for one more breath. Again, as you inhale, think about lifting and lengthening that spine. And as you exhale, slowly walk your hands back in towards your hips. We're gonna come through butterfly pose before we take this over on the other side. So let's bring the heels of our feet together, heels and soles of our feet together. You may take a moment here just to massage the feet a little bit. Our pregnant feet are working extra hard, carrying around all the extra weight of our babies. So give them a nice little massage. Again, as you inhale, think about lifting and lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, you might begin to bend at the hips here, not rounding our spine, keeping a flat back, as we just find a little bit of a forward fold. Your feet should be probably not right in next to your belly. They might be out a little bit further than you would have taken butterfly pose pre-baby or pre-pregnancy. You could try moving them in and out a little bit, just noticing how that changes the stretch. I notice that when my feet are in closer towards belly and baby, that I feel the stretch more in my inner thighs. And when I bring my feet out further, I feel it more in my glutes and my outer hips. So take whatever variation feels best for you today, or that you feel like you need the most. We'll hold here for one more inhale. And as we exhale, let's push back up, neutral spine. Draw the heel of our left foot in towards our hips as we send the right leg out long. Again, we're gonna square our hips so that they're pointed towards our right toes, which are pointed up at the sky. Hands come to the mat on either side of your right thigh. And as you inhale, we're gonna think about lifting and lengthening. And as we exhale, we're gonna slowly walk our right hands towards our feet. Now we might only get as far as our knee, maybe we get as far as our shin. Maybe if you're in your first or second trimester, you can get all the way down to touch your toes. But again, we only wanna go as far as we can before we start to feel like we're going to compress baby or before our spine starts to round. We'll hold here for a few breaths. If you tried it on the other side, you might try pointing your right toes to the right a little bit. Maybe to the left, just noticing how as you change the position of your foot, it changes the stretch through the back right leg. With each inhale, think about lifting and lengthening your spine. We're not rounding here. We are not collapsing through the front body. We are not collapsing onto our babies. Let's hold here for one more inhale. And as we exhale, let's walk our hands back in towards our hips. We're going to come to a seated position with our knees bent and the soles of both feet on the mat. From here, we're gonna find our seated pigeon pose. So let's start with that right leg. Let's lift our right ankle and cross it over our left knee. Take a moment to find the positioning of your left foot that feels best for you today. Again, you don't wanna, if you draw your left heel in all the way towards your butt, that's gonna give you the deepest stretch, but you don't wanna go so far that you compress baby. So if you keep your left foot out further, you might not get as deep a stretch, but you'll make sure that there's plenty of space for baby. As with before, as we inhale, we're thinking about lifting and lengthening. We're not allowing our spine to round here. We're not sort of like collapsing through our front body. We're staying lifted and lengthened through our back, through our chest. You might begin to rock your legs a little bit side to side, taking a bit of a glute massage here in your pigeon pose. Let's hold here for one more breath. And as you exhale, let's release the right heel down to the earth. We're gonna take that on the other side. So let's lift our left ankle, cross it over our right knee. Make sure to keep the left foot flexed to protect that left knee. Again, you might move your right heel in towards the glute for a deeper stretch or further out away from your body to make more space for baby. When you've found the position that feels right for you, think about lifting and lengthening on your inhale. Continue to press through both hands, making sure that your chest stays lifted. We're keeping our chest lifted so that there's plenty of space for us to breathe. It can already feel hard enough to breathe when you're pregnant with baby pushing on your lungs from one side. We don't need to make it harder by collapsing through the upper body and rounding our shoulders. If you tried this on the other side, you might begin to rock your legs a little bit to the left and right, just finding a bit of a glute massage on the left side this time. We'll hold here for one more inhale. And as we exhale, we'll release both soles of the feet to the mat. And then we'll begin to windshield wiper the knees as we come down into our Shavasana. Now, if you're past your first trimester, you're going to want to take Shavasana on your left side. So come down to rest on your side. You might put one arm under your head. You might put both arms under your head, using your hands like a pillow. Your legs can be straight or bent here. You might bring one hand to your belly, resting on baby. When you've found a Shavasana that feels comfortable to you, you might close your eyes and begin to inhale deeply through your nose, with long exhales also through your nose. You might draw your awareness towards your belly and your baby. As you inhale, imagine breathing love in, sending it down and around to baby. And as you exhale, imagine breathing all of that love out and into the world, creating a loving and happy place for baby to be born into. If time allows, I invite you to stay in Shavasana until life calls you away. Otherwise, begin to push yourself up to a seated position, moving slowly here. You might keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft as you come back to that seated posture where we began class in. From here, let's take one more long inhale through the nose together as a class. And a long exhale. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy, gentle yoga stretch. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more prenatal yoga content just like this. I hope to see and practice with you again. Bye!